Restoration is brought to you by
High Sense, everyday prices for everyday people.
Yeah, it's extra long sanitary pad for extra comfort.
We got yes protection.
Tasty Tom new seasoning powder. Flavor and taste up.
It is amazing to come your way with new episodes of Restoration with Stacy, and I would like to say thank you very much for always ensuring you're with us and watching us from all over the world. We're brought to you by kind courtesy, High Sense, everyday prices for everyday people, Yas washing powder, and Yas sanitary pad, La Palm Royal Beach Hotel, Hooch Corn and Choco Flakes, Tuwazi Apartments, Teflon Suites, located in Ahojo, Kumasi. So anytime you are in Kumasi, make sure that you spend a fabulous time at the Teflon Suites located in Ahojo. And if you're traveling all the way to Sunyai, your final destination, or I would say your home away from home, will be Eastbed Hotel. So make sure that anytime you are in Sunyai, you visit Eastbed Hotel for a very relaxing moment. A big thank you to my glam team, Tinaj Beauty for my makeup, to Stars Hair for styling my hair, and of course, Hair Duty for my wig. We'll be right back.
Imana way. About 3 yo. Brania kofa krano. Imayong
Good afternoon.
Afternoon, darling.
Mommy, why didn't you come and get me?
Don't worry, I'll come and get you next time, okay?
Okay.
Ima, Shahana top your bag back for me. Aha, Ima, pe shop na wa ha no. Hwe so mo tolobi for one to be bremen. Ima, unhwe han to banche manu.
Madam, I don't pay so be kufiana. When me brother problem ana.
Esi ninti na mpese mesio de wo fie nyina anya adwuma.
And it's an dia. Yan come me ho. Akoto new high sense air condition. See the airport wo.
Sa.
Mo twan no ko fa open abro.
Mati.
Na my wa na ko tuma ko pese o so nsi na wa hye se o si nyina.
Insurance so me sort o dodo.
Ohima, oi. Me pacha one am no kasa. High Sense air condition obi ani je ho. Eno no obi part ho. Esan say e wo gold plated things, high quality copper pipes, eco-friendly gas, and a 4-in-1 filter system. High Sense air condition from ano. Eye clean and ensanso nyedede. Your split and your floor standing. Your standard and inverter cooling system. And to say who change ko High Sense showroom bia every 18th akopim 28th February. Ya titi so say hook boom to High Sense ne nenya 5 years manufacturer defense warranty.
Hello, Mira. Wouldn't say a free 18th akopim 28th February. High Sense for AC
Bravo!
Wow, any about Toby.
High Sense, everyday prices for everyday people.
Tasty Tom tomato mix. Ofa kakra. Na ye bebre. Fa kakra yan kwani stew dodo a ope.
Tasty Tom dear. It will surely give you value for money. Steak a little is enough to get our desired quantity of stew and soup, and it doesn't color your meat or chicken.
Tasty Tom tomato mix into. Me handwriting and sada. Into customers bar never.
I don't compromise on the quality of my food. Use Tasty Tom enriched tomato mix. This advert is FDA approved.
Tasty Tom is giving out cash in the Tasty Tom Juiceka promo. Just check under the lid. When you buy a big can of Tasty Tom tomato mix, you can win from 5 Ghana cedis to 10,000 Ghana cedis cash with over 70,000 cash prizes available. Present your winning lead at any of our distributors' points nationwide to redeem your cash instantly through mobile money or call toll-free line 055 66 38794 for assistance.
Promo lasts from now to March 2025. Terms and conditions apply. This advert is FDA approved. Remember the days I just couldn't go to the gym because it was that time of the month? Yas Extra Long Sanitary Pad took the worry away. Easy.
Yes, comfort, I got. Yes, confidence, I got. Yes.
The new Yas Extra Long Sanitary Pad is the joy of every woman. It is extra absorbent and fits perfect. Don't allow anything to hold you back when it's that time.
Wow. Yes, yes, yes.
Feel confident, stay fresh.
Hi. Is it supposed to be that time of the month?
Yes. I got. Yes, confidence, I got.
Yes.
We got yes protection. I got.
Yas Extra Long Sanitary Pad for extra comfort.
We got yes protection.
Every child is so unique.
You like no other.
Outstanding in every way.
It's me like no other.
So anytime you walk and play,
You like no other.
you are special like Indomie.
It's me like no other.
Did you know that every child on the planet has their own unique fingerprint like no other?
You like no other. I can play the drums. I'm talented. It's me like no other. I can sing. I can dance. You like no other.
As well as their own unique talents and abilities.
I can cook. I can paint. You like no other. Indomie. It's you like no other.
So every day, in whatever you do, remember you are special in your own way, like no other.
Thank you, Mom, for letting me know I'm special and for making me my special Indomie. Thank you, Mommy.
Introducing Indomie beef flavor. Buy now.
This advert is FDA approved. Every child is so unique.
You like no other.
Outstanding in every way.
It's me like no other.
So anytime you walk and play,
You like no other.
you are special like Indomie.
It's me like no other.
Did you know that every child on the planet has their own unique fingerprint like no other?
You like no other. I can play the drums. I'm talented. It's me like no other. I can sing. I can dance. You like no other.
As well as their own unique talents and abilities.
I can cook. I can paint. You like no other. Indomie. It's you like no other.
So every day, in whatever you do, remember you are special in your own way, like no other.
Thank you, Mom, for letting me know I'm special and for making me my special Indomie. Thank you, Mommy.
Introducing Indomie beef flavor. Buy now.
This advert is FDA approved.
Yes, baby.
Honey, men wash you away. Men to take away your back.
He's eating out again. Nancy, me trying tasting kuyi.
Tasty Tom.
Tasty Tom. Add the new seasoning powders about chicken, stew, jollof, shrimp, beef. The way it enhances the natural aroma. Tasty Tom, dear. I trust them. And there is no staining of fish, meat, or chicken. Where can you go just sharp? Me need also.
Tasty Tom seasoning powder. Ooh.
New aroma.
New this.
New taste from Tasty Tom, new seasoning powder.
Jet.
Maybe I'm not for anyway. Tasty Tom new seasoning powder. Flavor and taste are fun. This advert is FDA approved.
Tasty Tom tomato mix. Ofa kakra. Na ye bebre. Fa kakra yan kwan stew dodo a ope.
Tasty Tom dear, it will surely give you value for money. Steak and little is enough to get our desired quantity of stew and soup, and it doesn't color your meat or chicken.
Tasty Tom tomato mix into. Me handwriting and sada. Then I need the nedia sanet into customers bar never.
I don't compromise on the quality of my food. Use Tasty Tom enriched tomato mix.
Kakranya pepe.
This advert is FDA approved.
Tasty Tom is giving out cash in the Tasty Tom Juiceika promo. Just check under the lid. When you buy a big can of Tasty Tom tomato mix, you can win from 5 Ghana cedis to 10,000 Ghana cedis cash with over 70,000 cash prizes available. Present your winning lead at any of our distributors' points nationwide to redeem your cash instantly through mobile money or call toll-free line 055 66 38794 for assistance.
Promo lasts from now to March 2025. Terms and conditions apply. This advert is FDA approved.
This year is an exciting year for us because Restoration with Stacy is 10 years, and this year I am celebrating 25 years in media. So it's going to be an eventful year, that I can promise you, and we'll make sure that we bring you very uplifting stories right here on Restoration. And for everyone, when you're growing up, there is something you're passionate about. There is something that starts off as a talent, starts off as your kind of first love into talent, then eventually you bridge into something. My guest today has not allowed that passion die off. She has nurtured it, and today many other people are beneficiaries of her talent. My guest today is Antoinette Odum Morrison. Hi, darling. How are you?
Madam. Fine, thank you, ma'am.
Antoinette, today I almost beat you up.
Sorry.
Oh, come
I'm
on.
so sorry.
You want everybody to know what you did? I shouldn't tell
No,
everybody.
please, no.
Okay, Antoinette said I shouldn't tell everybody. But how are you doing? Happy New Year.
Many happy thanks, ma.
We've been talking for like almost a year.
Yes.
This
please.
interview is like almost a year old.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
And finally, we're here.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm doing well.
Can you speak up a bit?
Yes, I'm fine.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now we are not fighting.
No,
we are
please.
no longer fighting.
No, please. No
Okay.
fight.
How have you been?
I've been good.
When I heard of your passion, right? Poetry is something that is very dynamic.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, I tried it so many times.
Okay.
I mean, the finesse with which it's done, I could never finish it. You start and before you know, it's a mess.
Okay.
How did poetry become such a passion for you?
All right. So I would say I was born into a family of potters. My grandmother is a potter. My mom took it up, and my aunties are all doing the same thing, like they are traditional potters. So I had this passion since primary school. And after school, I go there to help them. And whatever they do, I also try doing the same thing in like smaller sizes. Yeah, so I developed the passion from there.
No, so I have tried it.
Okay.
When you start, it seems easy.
It
Then
is-
as it spins around, if you are not careful and you lose focus,
you
it becomes
mess
a
everything
mess.
up. Yeah. So
I have messed a lot up.
maybe you don't have the passion for it. Maybe we're just doing it for fun or for something. That's
So
why.
if you're not passionate, who say clean?
Yes, you can't get it right.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So for us, we are hand builders. We don't spin.
Okay.
Yeah, we work with the Ghanaian traditional technique, that's hand building. So we work with all the 3 methods of hand building.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think I can do that one.
that is very
That
easy.
one I can control
Yes,
because you don't have any machine
No,
spinning it
no,
around.
not
So
at all.
is that the mechanism they use in preparing the earth bowls,
Yeah.
which we call ayuwa?
Yes.
Okay.
So those are all hand built pieces.
And how are you able to get the smooth ones?
All right. So we have stages of production. So from the beginning we have like tools we use. We have what we call the pata, which is made from woods for shaping. After shaping it, we take it to another state where we use pebbles from the seashore to burnish it. So that's how can we get a smooth and a fine finishing.
Oh.
Yeah.
And that one is always expensive than the normal one.
Yes, it is always expensive than the normal one.
Why is it?
'Cause
Because
mostly
why I am thinking because you have to go to the seaside and get
the pebbles, and then sometimes you don't have to go to the seaside yourself. You have to get it from people who collect it from the seaside. So it's like a bit expensive.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where did you grow up?
Volta region. Volta in Accra.
Where in the Volta region?
Bando.
Bando. I know Bando very well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know Bando
Yeah,
very
so I
well.
grew up in Bando.
So growing up in such a family, how was it?
All right, so let me put it this way. Poetry in Ghana is not really, it doesn't really move. It's kind of slow. So my grandmother was a farmer at the same time doing the poetry business. And then I grew up, I met my mom doing the same thing. So it was kind of difficult, but with support from other family members, it's okay. And so after SHS, I had to leave the Volta region to Accra to join my my
How
brother.
difficult was it? Because sometimes when you say difficult, someone would say, I could not afford a 3 square meal. Even going to school was difficult.
Okay.
How difficult was your
For
difficult?
feeding was okay, but payment of fees was kind of difficult. And then also some petty needs were like
For a
really,
girl,
yeah,
especially.
yeah, for a girl especially, it's kind of difficult. So feeding was okay because yeah, from time to time people come to the pottery to buy, especially the foreigners, they come there to purchase some of the pieces, and then we have people who also transport them to Accra to sell. So it was okay, but then it wasn't as good.
Where was your dad at this time?
He's in Accra.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you were with your grandmother
and my mother.
Were they not married?
No.
How challenging was that for you as a young girl, growing up without your father?
It was challenging because mostly you go to school and they ask you, sometimes you have to come to school with your dad, and then I don't have my dad, so I have to go with my uncles because he wasn't with my mom. And it was challenging though, but then I didn't really feel it because I had my uncles around, my aunties were
Who
there.
gave you that
Yeah.
support?
So it wasn't that challenging. Even though he wasn't there, I had people that were around. So
For every girl who grew up without their dad, you get to a point in your life where you crave
to be with them.
Where you wish your dad was around.
Yeah.
For you to have a feel of him, whether good or bad, you just want to have your own feel to make your own decisions about your dad. Did you ever feel that way?
Not really.
Then your uncles did a good
yes,
job.
they are really good. They were really, really good. They were just there like my dad, so I wasn't.
You didn't miss that?
No. I know him. He visits sometimes, but I didn't feel his
You were
absence.
indifferent?
Yes, I was just okay because of my uncles and then the support from my mother and then my grandmother. So everything was okay.
So at what point did you decide to come to Accra?
Come to Accra. All right, so that was after SHS. After school, you can't be in
So
the
you
village.
went through JHS in Kwando?
No, I came to Accra for JHS, like from JHS 2, JHS 3. After my BC, I went back to SHS in the
So you got
Volta
to
region.
stay with your dad in Accra for a while?
No, my auntie.
Your auntie?
Yeah. So after JHS, I went back to school. After SHS, and I decided to come back to Accra.
Why did you decide to come back to Accra?
To work. The Volta region is a nice place to be, but as a youth, I don't think you have a lot to do there. There's not much to do there. There are no jobs. So I decided to come back to get a job, work, go back to school, and then build up my life. So
Was your mom okay with it?
yes, she was perfectly fine with it.
Didn't you miss the fact that you're going to be away from your grandmother, from your mother, your uncles, who gave you a lot of protection?
I did, but I was also looking out for like a better life. I think I felt coming to Accra would help me build up my life better. Like being back in the Volta region it's kind of difficult to. Accra is a busy place. Accra has a lot of things. I'll meet new people. I'll learn new things. So leaving my mom wasn't that easy for me. But then I came to my brother. That's my dad's first son.
Okay.
So he was also nice from the beginning. So I think it was okay for me.
I like the from the beginning part. I mean, when everybody has a visitor, at least the first 1 to 3rd month, you're okay. 1, 2, 3, but call for now.
It's true. It's true.
So when did that reality dawn on you, like, Madam?
So everything we were okay, like brother and sister.
Brother and sister.
And sometimes have this brother and sister like misunderstanding. So yes, it came up when he got married. It wasn't because of his wife, but I had to go and then rewrite my maths paper. And I used to work with him. He has these tilapia joints that I used to help him So I went back. I went to pick a form, wanted to start the classes and then also prepare for the examination. And then sometimes I don't close early from the class. I have to come back to work at the same time. So it was kind of challenging. And so we had this little argument, and then he asked me to either choose between working for him or writing my papers. And if I choose to write my papers at that
You have
time,
to leave the
I have
house.
to leave his place. So I had no choice than to just,
So what did you
pack up.
choose?
I left to my auntie. The one
You came to
the
do
one I
your
came to,
JHS
yes.
with?
So I left to her. And
Well, I mean, it's over your exam. Now you're done at first maths, no one passed it.
I'm not just good at math. So.
No, what is it with math? I think GS should look at it because it's like it scares the students.
Yeah, I'm not
Into
really,
Uber
really.
trust ya better any be mad and I want try once and for all. No, are you
Sometimes
free?
we name we say we'll try now and
Was
call
it
you,
na
then
paper
you
na
try
foul?
again. Yes, but the second one was okay. So
It was okay.
Yeah.
After you wrote and passed, did you go back to your brother to tell him that
No, I didn't go back.
Well, if you are great, fine.
No. My auntie's place was okay for me.
Was comfortable.
Very comfortable.
You didn't have to sell tilapia.
No.
So you had enough time.
I was home, like, it was just okay.
You had time to learn.
Yes. And then, she had kids, so having people around me was good. My brother was just with his wife, and then it wasn't that.
Were you able
compared to my
build
auntie's
your
place.
relationship with your brother?
Of course, we are very, very good now.
And I'm sure you guys
And
laugh
that was
about
after
it.
some years, just like after 2 years.
Okay.
Because I stayed with my auntie. I left him, and I think I left him 2018, and I came to my auntie. So in 2020, I went back with the business I have now.
Okay.
And then we just
Wow.
started over again, and we
And
are
I'm
now
sure
very
you
okay.
guys laugh about
Yes.
you going to write exam and he giving you the ultimatum.
Yes. I felt, I don't know how to put it, but it's just one of those things. Sometimes you have to just deal with them.
Throughout that period, what were some of the challenging things that you faced?
Okay, so moving from my brother's place to my auntie's place, I had to look for a job after the exams. So I worked with a company like Client Consult, and then it was a commission work, like we were selling books.
Okay.
So I met your husband one day at the Jim Ray estate. I used to live there, my auntie lives there. So there was this particular day I sold a book to him, and then after he bought the book, I went down the stairs and I met a man, and he was like, we had this he has a friend who works with the Prudential Life Insurance, so he would like me to work with them since this is not helping me. Because sometimes at the end of the month you have like 140 cities commission. You have to go to work from Monday to Saturday sometimes, and it wasn't helping at all. So when the man said that, I felt happy, and then I took his number. So after I think 2 months, I called him, and then I met the lady, and I was given the job as an insurance salesperson, like life insurance. But COVID came. When COVID came, I lost the job. Because we're not going out, and it was also on a commission basis.
But I'm sure it was better.
It was better than the books.
140.
Yes.
Okay.
So I lost the job, and then I was also not having Android phone. So joining the online meetings became so difficult that I had to just forget about everything. So I was home for months. Nothing was showing up. The lockdown came. When the lockdown was lifted, I started looking for new jobs again. But this time around, when I go, mostly I meet men, and they're like, oh, if you can be my girlfriend, I'll rent for you and I'll give you the job. But you have to be my girlfriend. So that was
That still exists.
Yes, it does. So in 2020, there was this man I met. I met him, and he was like, oh, I'll give you a job to work with us, and I want you to be my girlfriend. Even though I'm married, I want you to be my girlfriend. I'll rent for you, and then I'll spend all my weekends with you. That was what he said. And I said no. Because before then I was actually fasting and praying. I told God that I just moved into a new church and I was given I was appointed as a secretary. So I didn't want to also move back because by then I was in a good I started communicating with my brother. So I could have actually moved back to Adenta and then maybe work with him to
Yeah.
save up some money. But
You wanted to
I
move on.
wanted to be with my auntie so that I can also work in the kingdom because I was appointed as a secretary and I just love working for God. So I started praying. I told God that I want a job that I could actually serve him at the same time and then work. I didn't want to just move from Kaswa, like barrier there. So I've been going around. I met the man. He said it twice. The first time he said it, I got angry. The second time I went there, I almost gave in, seriously. But something spoke to me not to. So I left home. When I go home that day, I cried because my mates are doing it. It's not anything difficult. To some people, it's very easy to do. A man will rent for you, give you a job, and then you have at least you be comfortable, better than whatever you are going through. So I went home and then I started crying. So after 3 days, I was washing outside and then a voice came, start going for evangelism. It came as this, it wasn't just audible though, but it was this voice disturbing me.
Like a whisper.
Yes, start going for evangelism. So I said to myself, then I'm a kwakoka because I go to church, all right. I know how to pray somehow, but going for evangelism is something I've never done before. So what will I go and say? What will I tell someone if I meet him or her? So I said I will not go. I said I will not go. The third day, the voice came again. So I went inside the room and I sat on the bed and I said, I'm going to do it. And once I said I said I will do it. The voice stopped coming. I felt okay in my spirit. So the next day I started going around. I go around, I meet you, I tell you Jesus loves you, and that was it. 3 days after I started that
Now then Jesus
evangelism,
loves you, Nkwa.
and because I didn't know what to say.
Yeah,
And whenever I meet someone and say Jesus loves you, try to work for him, whatever he wants is in Christ. Me and Kasa and Mika asked them know what I was going through then. Because there was this particular day I needed even
BB Presso.
I was using a Yam phone with the phone has no cover. And it was this, some of the Yam phone has very big batteries. I don't know if you've seen those before. But I had to use a smaller battery. So I had to chalk it with like papers. It was that bad. So there was a day I met a guy that I was speaking to. My phone rang and the phone fell. Everything came out. So I picked it and I just said, okay, so God bless you. And I left him. I went to cry. I cried. I wasn't happy about the whole thing because I felt really bad.
Evangelist.
The man I was speaking to was, looking good. I felt he was okay then. Me and Mika Nyami same saying God loves him. Whatever he wants, God can do it. Me bread like I was going through a lot. So I went back home and I cried. So I started fasting. Sometimes I can just be there and I plan fasting for myself. So I started doing that again. And then when I went to the Volta region, I think months before the COVID came. So I videoed my mom working on airports. I had that video on my phone. So during my fast, I was reading. I just stay indoors. I read. And then one day, I don't know what came over me. I took my auntie's phone and I uploaded the video on her WhatsApp status. So a friend saw it. And the friend was like, my boss have been looking for these things for our catering business. And I was like, your boss? He said, yes, we've been buying clay pots for our restaurant. And I say, hey, and you never asked. He said, no. He
never knew.
Yes, he's from our place, but until I posted that video, he never came or occurred to him, said, yeah, bet to me, like in bigger sizes for their catering services. So he said it. He said he was going to give my number to his boss. In about 20 minutes, his boss called my number. He said I should, if I have pictures of the things, fans send, So I quickly took my auntie's phone. I sent the video. The day I used my auntie's phone to post that video. She said, "Oh, I didn't know what they be able post it or like WhatsApp." So I wanted to delete the video, but man delete it. I don't know what held me back. Now I'm coming delete it. I almost deleted it before my friend saw it. Yeah. So I sent the pictures. I called my mom. They sent me videos, sent me pictures of other products they have. I sent to the boss. That same day, the man sent an advance. Without even seeing like the pieces, he sent me an advance payment. I didn't know what I would like. I was so confused because it's not my business. It's not something I do. I can mold. I know how to mold. But I wasn't thinking of, starting a pottery business. And for a man, for someone that I've never met before to send me money the same day to, work on some of the pieces for him was like that day.
That was just
the
God.
money was just 500 cedis. But when the money came, when I received that,
It was like 50,000.
50,000 is small. I was so happy. So I called my mom and I sent part of the money. They started working on the pieces. Then, when I slept and I saw myself in a big pottery shop, like a big space, working, packaging some of the pieces.
The conversation is getting interesting. I would want us to really elaborate on that dream. So let's take a quick break.
Okay.
When we come back, we'll continue our conversation with Antoinette.
Imana way. About 3 yo. Brania kofa krano. Kai mine. Imayanko.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon, darling.
Mommy, why didn't you come and get me?
Don't worry, I'll come and get you next time, okay?
Okay.
Ima, Shahana top your tabag back for Breme. Aha, Ima, pre shop ne wahano. Keso mo tolobi for one to be Breme. Ima, unshi ham to banche mami.
Madam, I don't pay so be kufiana. When me brother or problem ana.
Esi ninti na mpese mesio de wo fie nyina anya adwuma.
And it's sanity dia. Yan come me ho. Akoto new high sense air condition. See the airport wo.
Sa.
Mo twan no mo ko fa opunu abro. So that.
Mati.
Na my wada ko tuma ko pese o so nsi na wa him still sin nyina.
Enstro so me sort o dodo.
Oi, me pacha one of no kasa. High sense air condition no beer ni jiho, and no beer pato. Esan say, our gold plated things, high quality copper pipes, eco-friendly gas, and a 4-in-1 filter system. High sense air condition from ano, air clean, and an ensansu nyedede. Your split, and your floor standing, your standard, and an inverter cooling system. And to say who change ko high sense showroom bia every 18th akopim 28th February. Ya titi so say hook and you boom to high sense in there. Nina 5 years manufacturer defect warranty.
Hello, Mira. Unim say every 18th akopim 28th February. High sense for AC promo.
Wow, any eba ko tobi.
High sense, everyday prices for everyday people.
Tasty Tom tomato mix. Ofa kakra. Na ye bebre. Fa kakra yan kwan ni stew dodo a ope.
Tasty Tom dear, it will surely give you value for money. Steak and little is enough to get our desired quantity of stew and soup, and it doesn't color your meat or chicken.
Tasty Tom tomato mix in tea. Me handwriting and sada. Then na ne den bia sanet here. Into customers bar never.
I don't compromise on the quality of my food. Use Tasty Tom enriched tomato mix. This advert is FDA approved.
Tasty Tom is giving out cash in the Tasty Tom Juiceika promo. Just check under the lid. When you buy a big can of Tasty Tom tomato mix, you can win from 5 Ghana cedis to 10,000 Ghana cedis cash with over 70,000 cash prizes available. Present your winning lead at any of our distributors' points nationwide to redeem your cash instantly through mobile money or call toll-free line 055 66 38 794 for assistance.
Promo lasts from now to March 2025. Terms and conditions apply. This advert is FDA approved. Remember the days I just couldn't go to the gym because it was that time of the month? Yas Extra Long Sanitary Pad took the worry away. Easy.
Yes, comfort, I got yes, confidence, I got yes.
The new Yas Extra Long Sanitary Pad is the joy of every woman. It is extra absorbent and fits perfect. Don't allow anything to hold you back when it's that time.
Wow.
Yes, yes, yes.
Feel confident, stay fresh.
Hi. Is it supposed to be that time of the month?
Yes. I got yes, confidence, I got
Yes.
we got yes, protection, I got
Yas Extra Long Sanitary Pad for extra comfort.
we got yes, protection.
Hey, my best customers in here. Yes, baby.
Honey, men wash you why? Men to take away aba.
He's eating out again. Nancy, me trying to taste in kuyi. Nya kra. Mami ma new fella.
Tasty Tom seasoning powder.
Tasty Tom. Add the new seasoning powders about chicken, stew, jollof, shrimp, beef, udiye aduane anede. And more natural aroma. Shamankasa. The way it enhances the natural aroma. It no be small.
So what's the new season powder if it Tasty Tom there? I trust them.
And there is no staining of fish, meat, or chicken. Delicious meals all the time. Why do you make it just stop? Me need those.
Tasty Tom seasoning powder. Ooh.
New aroma.
New taste.
This is a new taste from Tasty Tom new seasoning powder.
But then
Maybe I'm not for anyway. Tasty Tom new seasoning powder. Flavor and taste. This advert is FDA approved.
Tasty Tom is giving out cash in the Tasty Tom Juiceika promo. Just check under the lid. When you buy a big can of Tasty Tom tomato mix, you can win from 5 Ghana cedis to 10,000 Ghana cedis cash with over 70,000 cash prizes available. Present your winning lead at any of our distributors' points nationwide to redeem your cash instantly through mobile money or call toll-free line 055 66 38 794 for assistance.
Promo lasts from now to March 2025. Terms and conditions apply. This advert is FDA approved.
Welcome back from the break. It's getting interesting. I mean, God always has a plan. He always has a way. You were evangelizing to people. Yeah. You had your issues. You were praying and asking when. When really all you needed was right under your nose, your mother's business.
Very, very close.
Tell me about the dream. So when you had the dream, you found yourself in a huge pottery shop. And what happened?
And I woke up. When I woke up, I was like, wow, so is God really telling me to do this? But I don't have money. I live with someone. I don't have a space to work. So what would I do? When the money came, so I went to get one Huawei phone. It's like Android phone. I got an with my own like personal Instagram page. I started sending message to restaurants. And it was so funny because when I was just, I think I had only 5 followers then, but I sent message to like some couple of restaurants and the response was so good. They were like, oh, bring me samples. And if I say I don't have samples, don't worry, just come meet us today for half of the payment, work on this.
Just
and
like
this.
that, even
just
without
like
samples.
that. And so there was this one business or one restaurant I had a conversation with the chef, and it's a big restaurant, so they were requesting for my business profile and some things. I was like, what is business profile? Okay, I'm a business student, so I know. How do I put that together? Okay. And that same night, I put everything together. I sent it to him, and the man invited me over. We had a deal done. He paid advance without seeing samples. So now I have to start working on some of the pieces here in Accra because some of them were very tiny. I could work on them in my bedroom because my auntie's place, I have a room to myself.
Oh.
So now how do I get clay? How do I get tools? How do I get this? I called home, they prepared clay, they sent me, and I started working on the pieces. But before then, any restaurant or anyone at all, I send message with my personal Instagram. And I believe it's not that normal for like people of that class to just respond to
you.
someone who has 5 followers on Instagram. It wasn't easy. I wrote to one blogger and he promoted the page for me free
Wow.
without taking money. I was there, one person came in, she's very popular, you know her. I was there one day, and then I went on Instagram. So I sent her a message and then she responded. Before
Who is she?
Nana Mama Brown.
Okay. I was going to tell.
She posted my pieces. I was so surprised. I'm feeling very emotional now. I was so surprised. So that day, I just said to myself, okay, Annette, I think this is what God wants you to do. And I slept. I had another dream. In that dream, a man walked to me and said, do you know how pottery came about? My grandmother had already, she told me, but the dream I had and the story she said to me were similar. Okay. So that was it. That was what confirmed to me that.
So what's the story behind pottery?
Okay, so my grandmother said when the old women were migrating from Togo, like the Voltaireans went, yeah. They said one old man witnessed a wax building it aboard. When she saw the wax building the aboard, she quickly went back and then she practiced what she saw the wax building.
Okay.
So she said the art spread amongst the women, and when they came back, they started. That was what she was told by her grandmother too.
Okay.
Yeah. So in my dream, the man told me a group of people were traveling from a place, and then they got to a point and they wanted to eat, and they had nothing to eat in. So they started using smaller stones again, like they started using smaller stones, scraping bigger ones to create like space where they could, eat or maybe cook. So when I woke up, I called my grandmother and she said the story looks similar. So why don't I rather focus on the pottery, promote it, and then work with it? When she said that, I was so happy because everybody wanted me to go to the university, do something else. Like I wanted to become a nurse. My mom was like, go to university, become a banker. So it was 2 different things. So when my grandmother said that, I was so happy. From there, I kept on writing to people. The feedback was just good. I meet them, they pay, I have to deliver. And it was so good. So that is the story. That is what I can say because it's God. It's been grace. It's the passion and faith. Because the grace came and I believed in it. And here we are. It's not easy because pottery business in Ghana, it's not easy.
It's not.
But if I believe whatever you are doing, if you have the grace of God and you believe, it would, work out. That is what I believe in.
How long did it take you to finally say this is it?
After I had the dreams and the response, the feedbacks that were coming. Because I love doing it. And whenever I'm working weekly, I have this joy. Yes. So if I go a day or 2 without touching clay, I don't feel good. Yes. So, and my mom she said there was a time I told her that whatever I become in life, I'll open a pottery shop in Accra for them.
Okay.
Yes. She said I said that, but I can't remember. So when she reminded me, I was like, okay, me can't wait so. And she said yes. So yes, that is all. From there, people were coming in, and I said it is grace because getting on even platform like this, You have to be in business like years before you be noticed. Like say, okay, yes, someone is doing something like this. But in the first year, I had all the supports, and I believe more supports will come. Yes.
For me, it was the passion. Because you reached out to me
Yes.
on social media.
Yes.
It was a passion
Yes.
with which you would consistently remind me that I'm still around. If you have any opening, I really want to come and share. And for me, it was just a passion. I realized you were passionate about what you were doing. So I said, why not? Let's just have you here so you can come and share. For every business, there are challenges. Now you're just giving us the rosy side of the business. I know it can be a little challenging sometimes. It can be frustrating sometimes. What have been some of your setbacks?
Okay, so the space. When I started, I mentioned I was living with my auntie.
Yeah.
It got to a point and her husband complained that I shouldn't bring the clay to the house, even though it wasn't. No, it was in my room. It's just a corner in my room that I was working. But I don't know. He said that. So my pastor offered the church, like the back of the church. So I brought all the samples there, and that is where I used to work until I gathered up money, and then I moved back to Adenta. I rented my own place. So my room was, the first place I rented was very big. So I divided it into two. It wasn't a shop, but a workspace that I sit and then work. I had my clay, I had everything in there. But then I wasn't having space for the firing, like that's the baking of the pieces. So I do it and then I pack it, wrap it very well, pack them in like containers, and then I send them back to Volta region for them to complete.
Wow.
Yes. So it was really challenging. Sometimes.
And that would make it pretty expensive.
Yes. And then also before you get there, most of the pieces go bad, like they break.
They break.
Because if a pottery piece is not fired, it is not strong. It's still very dry. It's just like it needs very weakest form, I would say. So it wasn't helping. But I had no place, so I just had to do that. If I have 40 pieces, I have to deliver to a client. I have to make like 80, so that by the time the pieces arrive in Volta after firing, and then they have to fire it also, and then package it and send it back. Everybody know at least 50, 60 B. Then yes. So it was really challenging.
That
But
it means you were somehow running at a loss. Because if you've been paid for 40 and you are actually making 80, and at the end of the day you only had 50 or 60, it can't be fair.
It can't be fair, but I also didn't want to disappoint my customers. So I had to do that much so that the other point affect like my delivery date and stuff like that. But I moved from where I was, by the grace of God. I moved to another place, and then I met a lady, a Canadian. So she offered to give me money for a space. In my plans, or what I wrote down, I plan to rent a space this year, like a shop this year. So I met the lady in 2022. I always mention God because it's been him, and it's just by his grace. We were having a program in church, and our pastor asked us to write a request. So I wrote a request. I said I want an unexpected miracle. So I went to put it there. After the fast and prayers, 2022, I met the lady, and then she said, I like you. I had a class with her, and she offered to give me a loan. I was so scared. I said, loan? Hey, where will I get the money to pay? What if I don't get business? What if I'm not able to pay back? But I don't know what pushed me. I took it. She gave me without like interest,
collateral,
nothing. I paid the exact amount back. She was just helping, but she couldn't. She decided to give it to me as a loan without interest, without any percentage like to pay on. So I took the money. I got a shop that same year. Now I have my business in the shop. I have a workspace, and I finished paying that money since last year. Yes.
And you have your own oven now?
I have my own working space. I have everything.
So now you don't ship the things to Volta?
No, I do everything here.
So now if we say 40 is 40.
Oh yes, 40 is 40. But pottery, you can't you can't just trust the kiln, like the oven, the pottery kiln. You can't trust it, or you can't trust the fire. So the fire decides what you have at the end of the day. You can make 40 and the fire can say, okay, me mount 30. Because a comb my pie, that is pottery for you because it's clay.
Fire no so nya
So sometimes you can't just do the exact quantity.
So you always have
to do extra.
Extra.
Yeah.
Just to be safe.
Yes, just to be safe.
On the fire in Kasa, I know
That's pottery for you. So I have my own space, and God has been so good. 3 years into the business, I am the mirror graphic. I had a publication.
You had a feature there.
It came. Sometimes I just sit back and I don't know how, but I can only say it's grace, because sometimes a call comes and I was like, a friend asks if I've been paying the people. I don't know them. I don't pay anyone. I don't know where they live. I don't know their contacts. I don't know you. I saw you on Instagram and I wrote to you. I didn't pay you. Please, did I? So whenever I am asked, I only say it's grace, and it's been grace. It's not any payment I make. I don't pay anyone. Yes.
It's just grace for
grace.
that little girl from Pando.
That short girl, yes.
Yeah, that no, not short. That little girl from Pando.
So it's just
now
the grace
you're
of God.
a big woman. I just want to find out, how come your passion has driven you to want to train other people?
Okay. So Ghana, the pottery community is very small. My pottery is way different from most of the pottery. And when you say pottery, people think of flower pots. No. What I do, yes, flower pots, but my focus is on the cookwares. When you, in the past days or in the past years, I believe our ancestors used these claywares and stuff. That is what they used. And they lived so long.
Yeah.
They lived healthy. So when I started, even though my mom and co, they work with like those large pots, like water pots, flower pots, I didn't want to do the same thing. So I started, yes, from selling the crockeries to like restaurants and like the bigger ones. And then it got to a point I was like, no, let me just train people that would help me do other things. So I have the art. I can transfer it to someone to help me. If I want to work on multiple pieces, I can't do it at the same time. So I started training people. So I trained 2 ladies who became my workers. We were working together. And then one day, the workshop then came also all of a sudden. One day, I just stood up and I wrote on my page that we offer pottery classes and trainings. When I was saying that, I had no tools for that. I didn't know the terms I'll be using. I was just nothing. It was just the practical aspects. And I asked myself, why uncle school be? I want to pottery. Why are you saying you train people? When I posted it the next day, a lady said, oh, we'll be coming from Canada next week. I want you to have pottery classes with my kids. And I was like, Mommy, I just posted the thing. I'm now trying to learn.
Of Canada.
But she's Ghanaian. But I have 5 kids. Me see, I posted this thing yesterday. I'm feeling amazing. The names of the tools, like how to express myself. I mean, how to communicate.
Business. What's your business?
So that night, I didn't sleep.
You
go over you. I had to learn by force. So when I got there,
the teacher
she
becomes
said,
the student.
You'll be in this room. I'll be working, so please do it. And I said, God, thank you. She will not be here. At least I can. Even if I don't communicate well, they met me with their hands. I mean, to me, okay, this is the pattern. It's used for pattern. It's used for shaping. This is the rib. By then, I didn't know all these things I'm saying now. I only say, the stick is used for this. Me cannot say, what is it used for? Then I'll repeat it because I wasn't communicating well. And from there, she was part of homeschool group.
Okay.
So she placed my number there, and that was where the workshop started. People started calling, can we have a pottery workshop like this? When I go after the session, okay, so I figure out my mistakes. I'm corrected, and I want to learn more. I took online classes because if you want to do pottery, unless you go to tech, and it was not something I was ready for then. So I took online pottery classes, like theory, to learn more about the tools, the uses, how to communicate, how to build pieces. Because I could say it in a way, but I cannot come to a Canadian. Now I can say, okay,
So
well.
what are the names of the tools in Ever?
We have ababe, we have pamprohe, we have ekpe, we have nuchininu, we have a lot. So I can't.
So if they could speak Ever, that one
No,
there,
it would have been
who
easier,
chop?
but saying so I took some classes, some few online courses, and then yes, now I have my workshops. I instruct like groups, both Ghanaian and foreigners. So it's been good, and it's still grace. Yes, because I don't know what brought that woman to say 21 hours after posting say me classes, come and instruct my kids. It was just great. But
Why lucky said no me cry?
hey,
Oh, me
and the good part was she left. She said, "Oh, me baby, or them to please be with them," and I thank God. So
God never fails.
And she said, "Fit, I like it." My kids said, "Oh, you were so nice." That was it. And she posted my number on the page. People started calling.
And now you're big madam.
Now we host workshops and we have a lot of people coming. Yeah.
If people want to get in touch with you, how can they reach out to you?
On Instagram, we are on Instagram as Faith Pottery _ Ghana, or I have a Google. My business is on Google, so you can as well Faith Pottery _ Ghana, or my number. If you call us or WhatsApp us,
Can you please let us know the number?
Sure. The number is 050-5351-672. 050-5351-672.
So I will be coming to train. Okay, now I will come and train. She's been asking me forever. Is there time? Oh,
yes.
But I'll make time. Maybe Sundays after church. Yeah, that one works. Or Mondays. Let's work around it.
Okay, is this another session?
I would want to learn. Okay. So because
I want to train as a full training.
Yes. Wow. Why?
You don't have the time. We need time.
I have the time. So we can do like 2 hours instead of 1 hour.
Okay.
Because I may not have the time all the time.
Okay.
So when you get me, maybe 2 or 3 hours, then we just kill it.
Okay.
So you'll be amazed. I'll come and show you my work here on Restoration.
Okay.
So before I let you go, Annette, it's time for you to pick your card. Okay. You didn't bring me Earth Boo, but I'm giving you something to take home. So kindly pick a card from Hisense. Let's see what you take home. Okay, let me help you with that. Okay. Thank you for coming. You take home a Hisense toaster. So you go home with a toaster from Hisense.
Thank you.
So when are you bringing me an Earth Bowl?
All right. So anytime I would maybe reach out to you or him and then get you.
Okay.
So we
want a
have
big one.
cookwares.
I want a big one.
A cookware or just the bowl.
So the cookware, right? You know, I always have a feeling that ABS Janus Weber pie.
No, it never breaks. No.
And I believe it's one of the healthiest way
very
to
healthy.
eat. Because Asabia
not at all.
I think I'll try
and
the
everywhere
cookware.
has a lot of like nutrients in it.
Is it?
Iron is there, we have calcium there, we have phosphorus, we have
then I'm changing all my
sulfur.
cookware.
Yes. It has a lot of rich nutrients.
That's how come in the olden days they lived longer.
Yes.
There are no metals.
There is no metals.
Please, I want the cookware.
So I'll get a cookware then.
Okay.
Cookware, it's good.
All right. So thank you very much for coming. Now you can bring our toaster here. So this is from Hisense to you. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
And we hope to see you again very soon.
Thank you.
After I have trained, so we'll show them my work. Right.
All right.
But when you have to come and let people know I'm a good student.
You can make a cookware as a beginner.
I will.
Okay.
I can do all things.
Through Christ.
Thank you. So I will do the cookware.
Okay, ma.
It has been an amazing conversation with Antoinette. And I'd like to say a very big thank you to our sponsors, Hisense, Yas Washing Powder, and Yas Sanitary Pad, La Palm Royal Beach Hotel, Hoochcon and Choco Flakes, Teflon Sweets. A big thank you to Eatsbet Hotel, and of course to my glam team. Oh gosh, Tina, you are so amazing. To Nash Beauty, to Stars Hair, to Hair Duties for my wig, and of course ABS Slacks Line for my outfits. Come on, today, Charlie, I'm looking like Izora. I'm calling myself the Barbie doll. Thank you very much, Ophelia and your team. And ABS is located on the Odoko Highway opposite Anointed House. If you go there, whatever the occasion, she will make sure that she clothes you well. And a very big thank you to my team. You're amazing. And of course, all our viewers around the world, thank you very much. And if you've not subscribed to our YouTube channel, kindly do that at Restoration TV GH. Always do remember, you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. We'll see you next week.